Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. And I'm using air quotes because, okay, I think there was some confusion about what I was asking about the show and the name. So I wasn't saying that I want to change the name of the channel, right? It's always going to be the Godzillanator channel, but the show within the channel, that's what I was asking. If we should give it, a different name. And people have come up with some interesting names, some names that have made me laugh, and I like them. So keep them coming. One will be the winner. I mean, they're all possibilities, but one will be the winner. So if you get what I'm saying, Godzillanator stays, but possibly naming the show within the channel, if you catch my drift. All right, so let's rock and roll here. Man, I cannot get away from that button. Does that happen to anybody else where you're still hitting that button to get to team? I'm trying to get to team, so it'll take some getting used to, I'm guessing. So what we're doing today is we're talking about Mephisto, and I'm basically just going to give you my Mephisto clears. I'm going to give you just some little tips and tricks on things that work for Mephisto. And I'm not going to play a full run, but I went ahead and I recorded just now because I just had to finish my world boss. I did stage 35. 35 is one of my clears. Now I probably could do like 39, but just to make it a little bit easier, and and so I'm not clearing like a lower, like in the 20s or 19. 19's a good stage to clear, like if I'm trying to get it done quickly, because there's a lot of options on 19. Because 19 is just, it's all male. So you got a lot of options for different team ups and so on and so forth. But what I'm doing, I'll tell you my 5. I'll tell you the 5 clears that I'm doing. So I'm climbing, right? I'm climbing up to basically as high as I can go. And I think if I slap a brilliant on Rogue, that she'll be able to move past up to 55. Actually, I'm not even sure what the requirements are for pass, because it's right now it's blast from 45 to 49, and then from 50 to 54 it's speed hero. Let me check on what comes next. Well, what do you know, it's just your sneaky bandit popping up in here. So I know you guys like to see me popping chests and things like that. Let's see if they improved any of the rewards. Yeah, I didn't run any story today. I don't even think I'm gonna be able to get to it, just don't have the time. But I got a couple over here. Let's see if we get anything, because they added CTPs, guys. That's excellent. They added CTPs. Even one of these mega 5 or 6, that I wouldn't be opposed to that either. So let's find out. I have never really gotten anything good from here, although I have never played this a lot. 250 EOD. Okay, that's not too bad. Can't shake a stick at that. And that's really not good at all. Not good. Not what we were expecting. Not what we wanted. I don't know. Maybe I should have expected it, but definitely not what I wanted. Okay, I have a few over here. 4. We got 4. That's not too bad. I mean, at least one fully awakened. Nope. Man, I tell you, I was getting fully awakened like at least once every time I went in here with like 3 or 4 attempts, but I haven't gotten any in a while, and if I did get any, it was either an HP or a dodge one. And nothing. See? I mean, the luck's just been, it's not been good, guys. It's not been good. Let's pop over to the cards next. Let's see if we can get anything juicy here. Come on. 6-star card. 6-star card. 6-star card. Nope. Got a 5-er. 6-er. 6-er. Nope. 5-er. And we have, I'm loving the double, though. I'm loving the double pieces, because what that means is sometimes if, like, say you only got 1 on one and you got 2 on another, if you're running short on time, you could only play like one of the missions. Like, you don't have to play one of the missions maybe you didn't get the double support on, right? Because what's the sense of getting additional pieces for one if you don't have additional pieces for other? Oh, there it is. Oh, 6-er. Okay, 1 out of 4. I mean, it's not the greatest, but I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it, guys. Odin's Blessings. That's what we want. I've gotten some Odin's Blessings recently. I've gotten a couple over the past couple weeks, as a matter of fact. 125 TCP. Better than a 6-star Uru. Better than that. Okay, that is it. That's all she wrote. We really didn't get too lucky, nothing too spicy, but yeah. Let me know if you guys are actually, if you're getting like a lot of double pieces. I've been getting some. I've been getting some double pieces, so that, you know, this way, like I said, what I would do is if I had more on one than the other, I'd only play the mission that I didn't have as many on. So there it is. God, there's my non-spicy rewards. So Sneaky Bandit out. Enjoy your broadcast. All right, so I just looked, and it's Mal Villain. So, you know, Mephisto, Null, you know, we have some options there. Mephisto's really good. He, you know, I can't say for certain right now, you know, who he's stronger than or weaker than. I'll be doing a Mephisto versus Null video for, you know, like World Boss Legend, for Null, and then for Mephisto as well. Thing is, with Mephisto, his survivability is excellent. I mean, same with Null, but Mephisto's survivability for Mephisto is better than Null's. He just like, it's like he's immune to just like so much that Mephisto's throwing at him. I could like face tank for most of the fight on stage 40. I'm cutting it close with my clear time. I think I was able to clear it like with 40 seconds left. But if I'm not really paying attention to procs and on point with, you know, with getting my procs right, then it's a struggle. But obviously, you're gonna want to pay attention to your procs with any character. And the team that I use for 40 is this team here. Iron Man. I always think that maybe I'll bring Iron Man in at the end of the fight and then use him, right? Because, you know, 30% HP or less because of Iron Man's uniform effect. Right, he's got this crazy increased damage dealt to enemies with 30 HP or lower by 200%. I haven't done that yet. I just kind of, you know, like, you know, I'm just kind of in the zone and Mephisto's doing it and I can see that I'm going to clear it. So I just leave him in there. But that's the team that I used on 40. All right, let me start from the top here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to play part of a run that I clear with Sentry Lead, Cable, and Sharon Rogers. Okay, so I'm climbing up, right? And the team that I've been using here is not that team. This team here. So Torch Lead, Moonstone, and Cyclops, right? Obviously Cyclops for his passive, plus I have an insight on Cyclops. Johnny Storm, okay, so he struggles a little bit from Mephisto because of his high elemental, you know, resistance other than chill damage. And Moonstone is very good for Mephisto. She dies very easily. She dies very easily, so that's why she needs this lead here. She needs like all of the defensive support that she can get, basically. I kind of split the baby though. Like I gave her this lead, and then for the strikers, I believe, yeah, I used these strikers here. Because the strikers, they make a big difference. Like I noticed, like if I give like all defensive strikers, or I gave strikers to try to buff Torch's damage, and right, because Mephisto, I tried this with Mephisto, even though I need him for a clear, because he gives, I must have passed him. He gives 18% fire damage. 18% fire damage. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, increases fire damage by 18%. That's insane. That's big. That is big. But you know, because he's a player in the game, and you're going to use him, you know, you might not want to use him as a striker. Maybe for Null, you know, you can use him as a striker if you're not going to use him for an actual clear. But this is the team that I use. These are strikers that I use. So yeah, at a stage this high, I've said this many times that, like, you know, Mephisto, hey man, he just snaps his fingers and you're gone. You're done, man. He hits you like a couple times and you're toast. So you really need to be on your toes when you're playing them, and don't be afraid to give defensive lead, because it's more of for you know, a lot of cases it's more of a struggle of, you know, staying alive than it actually is for, you know, dealing as much damage, you know, just dealing a ton of damage. I mean, obviously you got to deal enough damage, but you can't deal damage if you're dead. You feel me? So here, this has been my 45 to 50, right? Clear that team right there. And then I clear, and then I do stage 40, and my 40 team, this is over the past, you know, couple days, it has been this Mephisto lead with Raven, and then Iron Man here. And Iron Man's really good, right? He's super fast, so if you need to collect those spell discs, you know, he's your guy. But I think he could be, and he's really good. Like I used him for stage 19 a few times, like when he first got the uniform, and he's really good. His survivability though, like I said, you got to be on your toes. He deals a ton of damage, but if you're caught off guard, he can get wiped out, and he get wiped out quickly. And some of that probably has to do with the stage that I'm on, stage 40. It's just like I said, the damage that he does to you, it's absolutely unreal. Okay, and then my next clear, and then I move down. I always do my hardest clears first. That's just the way that I am. And then my next clear, I do 35. Now with this team, I could do 39, but I sometimes I want to spend little time on it. I don't want to spend all day playing Mephisto. So this is the team that I use. Don't be afraid to use the debuff lead. Sentry's lead is amazing, and you could use this team. Let's see. Okay, you can't use them for 20. What was I doing? I was using, actually, I think what's for 20 to 20? Okay, so it's human. So you can't use mutants. You wouldn't be able to use Cable. I think here what I was doing, I was using Captain Marvel, Sentry, and Sharon Rogers, but Sentry's lead's going to be better, I learned. So Sentry and Sharon Rogers, they were getting it done for me. Sentry's actually pretty good for Null, all in of itself. There's something, okay, this is actually part of the run that I'm going to play, and it can apply to different stages that you're on, because it's all leadership. It's all leadership from 35 to 39, but the strategy that I'm using can apply in a lot of different circumstances. So that's why I recorded part of that run, and I'm going to show you something important that you can totally pay attention to. Okay, so there's that's that run. Now I could do a higher stage. I could do 34 with this team for sure, because I have time. I have like over a minute left in some cases. Rogue is dude, she's so good, and I can't wait to put a brilliant on her. But I'm gonna make a video comparing some things with judgments. So that's why she still has a regular judgment on. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So yeah, we'll be doing that soon. But I give her double support because it's all female, and I can't use I can't use Valkyrie or Storm really anywhere else because of the requirements. So Rogue gets it done. She gets it done so easy. This is probably my easiest clear by far, just because of Rogue's survivability, her heal, right? And she deals crazy damage, right? That her passive, where is it? Right, not that one. This one here, the increase all buff effect by 20%. Same passive as Captain Marvel. It's excellent. I wish they would give this to more characters, because it is super OP. It is probably the most OP passive in the game, or at least one of them. Let me know if there's a different passive that's better than this. I want to know, because I think that's the best passive to have in the game right there. Okay, now my next clear. Okay, so that's 4 of my clears. Now I probably could squeeze in another clear if I wanted to, really push it, like 30 and up. But I just, like, for the last one, it's like, okay, home stretch. I'm ready to get this done. And what I've been doing for the past 2 days, I actually used this team here, and I cleared it with Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman, she's good. She is good. And her survivability because of here. Let's go to her. Let's see. Because of is it this one here? Yeah, well, she has the damage decrease, right, on this uniform. She has some really good survivability on that uniform, but it's this passive here where so she guards against one hit, and then she gets 75% invisibility. Is that what it is? But yeah, she turns invisible, and man, I gotta turn them damn notifications, man. She turns invisible, and like, she just, her survive, and that's it, right? I've said it so many times that surviving is a huge part of the battle. I'd say it's at least 50-60% of the battle with Mephisto, and she's got it. So it's an easy clear for me. That I've been doing that one, but I could do it with different teams. There's other teams I could do it with. I was using before Invisible Woman. I was doing this clear with Crescent Cho, and Moon Knight. Now, I wasn't using Cho for anything. He is not good for Mephisto, especially. I don't know. Maybe if I gave him an energy, he could be okay. But it's all Moon Knight. Moon Knight is very good. He's the character that carried me from 25 to 29. It's all combat, so it's not really a good, section of stages to play. But I was using now, if I had Valkyrie still available, I probably would try to do squeeze one of these clears in right from 25 to 29. But I'm using Valkyrie for Rogue, for the all female. So that's why I was using that. Yeah, that's why I was doing that. But I figured, use an invisible one because I have Thing as an additional support, right? Using him and Mr. Fantastic because he's got the Maker uniform now. He's a villain. He could be a villain, and now, or you could change him back. He's like Superman. But other characters to note here. Iron Fist was not good. I tried using him. He's not good for Mephisto. Not really. I really haven't tried Doctor Strange. Honestly, I haven't tried much with Ghost Rider either. Other than his lead. I was using him for his lead. I'm thinking about, so the Brilliant, because I have one on Mephisto, and I think I'm going to keep it there. And the other one, I'm debating between Ghost Rider and Rogue. I'm leaning towards Rogue just because she's going to be needed for the next section of clears from Mephisto. Plus, she's needed for, well, she could be. I don't know if she could do null past 45, 45 to 49 for null is going to be, it's speed hero. I still haven't done 40 to 45. I played null every single day since he's came out. Once I hit a block, maybe I'll go back to null. But I'm gonna have to swap that Brilliant that I have on Gambit, or I'm gonna have to swap a Brilliant to Gambit, a Brilliant Energy. Maybe the one I have on Moonstone or the one I have on Cable. I don't know yet, but that's what I would have to do. So let me pull up this run because it's not only going to be able to help you out with using Sharon Rogers, but it should be able to help you out in other capacities as well. So alrighty, here we go, guys. So I'm not going to play the whole run. I'm just going to play a portion of it. Oh, and by the way, if you're using Sharon Rogers, turn SFX on. She does quite a bit more damage. Yeah, every time I play this, every time I use her for Mephisto, I always turn SFX on. She does at least a few more bars of damage on her tier 3. So that's something right off the bat that can help you out. So this team up here, this is a really good team. I know some of the requirements might not allow you to use Cable, but you could use Sharon Rogers throughout the whole way through. I use her for basically the first and second phase. There's a part that I swap Sentry in because just to push Mephisto down to his Rage Outburst, because sometimes that's the only safe time to actually attack. So here, swap Sentry, collect the discs, and then I swap Cable in. So anytime that you're not able to accumulate damage, right, and I swap them in a little bit before to charge up the beatdown before I collect the last disc. There you go, broke them down. Now I have Sharon Rogers tier 3 ready to rock and roll, and boom, you blast off. See, I got SFX on, and like I said, it's like a few more bars of damage, or at least a couple. And yeah, Sharon Rogers, she's excellent for Mephisto just because, right, you accumulate the damage based on damage received. Right, you got to rock and roll, you got to run away, and then here we go. You just got to get used to his attacks, right? When he's actually going to attack you. And yeah, this is good. This is what I want to do. I want to trigger this phase here. And I swap Sentry in. Boom, I pop his, right? I do 3, 2, 5, 4. Instead of doing 2, 5, 4 and then using 3. So this way I have the tier 3 up sooner. And I want to fill that purple bar is basically what I want to do. I want to fill the purple bar. Bada bing, bada boom. And he does decent damage. It's not bad. And then obviously using collect the discs. And I know I have Sharon Rogers tier 3 ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap her in now. And so I charge up the beatdown because I have beatdown on her. But if you didn't have beatdown on her, you wouldn't have to really worry about that. But there you go. I mean, what is that? 8 bars? 8 bars done with her tier 3. here, accumulate some damage, boom, he's a done deal. Now, it's all Cable. Cable takes over. You could do this with Sharon Rogers. The rest with Sharon Rogers, though, no problem. But it's just much more efficient with Cable. Boom. And then, yeah, it's all Cable. You don't have to worry about accumulating damage, especially when, so for the last, right, the last portion of it, where he's just doing the Rage Outburst over and over again, that's why Cable's so good, because he doesn't need to accumulate any damage. You could do it with Sharon Rogers. It's basically you need to get her tier 3 up as quickly as possible. And you saw it, 8 bars in a clip. So just get that tier 3 up. Just basically spam all of her skills and get her tier 3 up and rock and roll that way. So you could totally do it that way. So I'm not going to play the rest of this here. It's Cable doing that the whole entire rest of the run. But like I said, Sentry's very good. For this, like, you don't even need a PvE build on him for Sentry to do what he did. All you need to do is get those hits in, so you can trigger that phase and you can safely, attack with Sharon Rogers. That's basically it. So I hope this helps some people. I know some people were asking me for some Mephisto tips. I've made other videos in the past showing like my whole entire run, right? My whole entire clear that I've done. I did stage 37. I just did 45, I think, with Human Torch and in Moonstone. But if there's anything I'm missing or anything I left out, let me know. If you have any questions or you need further help with Mephisto. But I'm gonna end it there, guys. I have some other spices. There were other things I wanted to get to, but I was just kind of running short on time, and I figured this is a rather, just like easier video for me to do. It doesn't require a whole lot of preparation or gameplay necessarily. So it's something I was able to put out. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to put any video out. So I figured, for those who really like and enjoy the videos, at least there's something out there for you. And but yeah, like I do have some really good stuff that I think a lot of people are gonna find interesting. So you better stick around, guys. You better stay tuned. You stay breezy, but most of all, friend, you stay safe out there now. Peace.